The recent rollout of sweeping U.S. tariffs is sending shockwaves across the global trade routes, and nowhere is the impact more direct than for freight brokers and motor carriers. With a blanket 10% tariff on all imports and additional duties ranging from 11 to 50% on 57 countries accused of unfair trade practices, the freight industry is facing a critical realignment that directly affects the logistic businesses at every level of the supply chain. In this video, we'll explore how these new tariffs will influence operations, cash flow, business credit, and customer relationships for brokers and carriers, and how to proactively prepare for what's ahead. We'll first take a deeper dive into understanding the tariff policy. Announced on April 2nd, 2025, and implemented in phases beginning April 5th and April 9th, these tariffs aim to address the trade imbalance and promote domestic manufacturing. But for logistics providers, especially freight brokers and motor carriers, this translates to increased operating costs, volatile demand, and greater pressure to deliver under tightening margins. The immediate questions many freight brokers are asking: how will this affect my loads, my customers, and my cash flow? So let's look at the immediate impacts on freight and logistics. One of the first and most immediate consequences of these tariffs is the disruption of global shipping routes and schedules. Importers unsure of the final cost of their goods due to the changing tariff rates are choosing to delay customs clearance. This delay causes cargo to accumulate at ports and in bonded warehouses, leading to congestion and increased demurrage charges. Major global carriers like Maersk have already warned that these disruptions are likely to cause significant bottlenecks. The unpredictability has made it difficult for logistics managers to plan delivery schedules, accurately quote clients, or manage inventory efficiently. Freight forwarders are also being forced to renegotiate shipping contracts midterm due to cost escalations caused by the tariffs. For trucking and last-mile delivery companies, this results in changes in delivery timelines, increased idle times, and mounting operational costs. Next, let's explore disrupted freight demand and route volatility. Import delays are piling up at U.S. ports, with shippers holding off on customs clearance while awaiting cost clarity. For motor carriers, this results in load cancellations, rerouted freight, and unpredictable pickup schedules. Freight brokers may see a slowdown in available freight volume or sudden spikes tied to shifting import patterns. Expect demand for certain trade lanes, particularly those reliant on Asian imports, to drop while volume may rise from Latin America or tariff-exempt countries. Brokers and carriers must remain flexible, adjusting coverage areas and nurturing new shipper relationships in emerging corridors. Next, financial strain and the role of business credit. Tariff-driven cost hikes have a trickle-down effect. Importers absorb increased landed costs, leading to delayed payments and more conservative load booking. For freight brokers, this heightens credit risk, especially when dealing with new or smaller shippers impacted by the tariffs. Strong business credit becomes critical in this environment. Brokers with strong credit scores are more likely to secure favorable rates with carriers and extended terms with factoring partners. Carriers likewise will rely on credit reporting platforms to evaluate which brokers are financially stable enough to trust with freight. At the same time, brokers and carriers must also monitor their own credit scores. Missed payments or cash flow disruptions caused by delayed loads can negatively affect their reputation in the freight credit network, making it harder to do business. Now, the cost pressures on fuel, labor, and insurance. With shipping routes shifting and idle times increasing, operating costs for motor carriers are expected to rise. Longer hauls, increased fuel usage, and warehousing delays are eating into margins. Freight brokers may struggle to quote competitive rates without undercutting their own profits. Additionally, insurance rates, already on the rise, may climb further as risk factors like cargo delays and theft become more prevalent due to port congestion and warehousing backlogs. Next, let's look at sector-specific pain points and break down a few ways freight brokers and carriers in key sectors are feeling the squeeze. As you can see from this table here, we've broken down those key sectors, the tariff impact, the potential freight volume trend, and of course, some recommended strategies. Now let's discuss business credit visibility and how to have a competitive advantage. In uncertain times, trust and transparency are currency. Freight brokers and carriers that actively manage their business credit and maintain a strong credit score position themselves as more reliable to shippers, partners, and factoring companies. Participating in a credit management program that monitors your credit report, alerts you to negative reporting, and helps correct inaccuracies can provide the edge needed to stand out in a crowded, risk-averse market. And finally, we'll explore some strategic moves for brokers and carriers. To stay ahead, here are some proactive steps freight businesses should consider. 1. Reassess your shipper portfolio. Identify clients most vulnerable to tariff impacts and diversify where necessary to minimize revenue exposure. 2. Submit aging reports. Improve your business credit profile by submitting payment data to freight credit reporting agencies, as this helps reflect accurate data pay trends and builds a positive credit history. 3. Review load contracts and payment terms. With rates and terms likely to change, revisit contract language and consider renegotiating payment windows with partners or factoring firms. 4. Optimize routes and schedules. Use TMS or load matching tools that provide real-time market data to help adapt to shifting lanes and avoid high tariff congestion points. And 5. Communicate clearly with carriers and shippers. Transparency about costs, delays, and availability helps strengthen long-term relationships in an uncertain market. Keep in mind, resilience starts with credit and agility. These new tariffs represent a seismic shift for freight brokers and carriers, not just in terms of routes and rates, but also in how financial stability and trust are measured across the supply chain. In the months ahead, those who effectively manage their credit scores, diversify their shipper base, and maintain operational agility will have a clear advantage. Whether you're brokering loads or hauling them, now is the time to get ahead of the curve. Stay connected, stay visible, and stay financially resilient. As always, we appreciate you for watching and hope you found some useful knowledge to help navigate these new U.S. tariffs. For this information and more, visit our website at www.transcredit.com, and remember, Transcredit offers some great tools to help manage your business credit. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Transcredit. We'll see you on the next one.